Всем доброго времени, and hello everyone. My name is G, and this will be a video about how I paint Keisotsu from the Infinity game system. I play using Japanese sectorial army, so I have a lot of miniatures like those, so I paint a lot of those and I want to share it. So, also this video I will talk about my plans and my channel and why am I doing this in English and everything. Anyway, so as I said, name is G, stands for Gennady. I'm Russian. Currently I'm living in United States of America. And this channel I started in Russia about like half a year ago, and I had a lot of stuff like projects and everything, and I was working on some terrain pieces and painting, maybe painting tutorials, and so I moved here about half a year ago, and as you might think, I didn't carry all my stuff here, so I kind of started all over again here, like started collecting paints and stuff to make some terrain, or you know, all that like craft stuff. So now I'm here, and now I'm finally getting to get all my stuff together, and on this channel I will post videos about terrain pieces that I make. Maybe I will do some tutorials and stuff that I use to make them. We'll see, I don't know. As far as you can tell, I'm speaking English, and so first, like 4 of my videos were in Russian, and I mean, I can speak Russian and English, and I think I'm okay with it, with both languages. And I maybe wanted to produce more videos with Russian language, but I can see why I wouldn't. I just might as well speak English if and Russians and foreigners, I mean foreigners to me, can understand me. So if I can share the stuff that I can make with all the world, might as well do it in English, not just in Russian. If I mean, you probably can understand me, right? So yeah, I moved to United States, and I kind of like it here. It's cool. It's I can see a lot of opportunities for me personally in here, and in the hobby, and you know, just people, hobby, everything. This video is more of a showcase of a miniature that I painted about a year ago, and yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't share it with you earlier or anything. Also, I don't want you to think that my channel is dead. I'm still here, I'm still around. I just didn't have enough time nor resources to just paint miniatures or craft terrain, and now I have some time, so huzzah! I'm back. Speaking of, so I want to tell you what I am doing, like what kind of terrain, and what I'm making it of, and just I want to more detailed, let's say, talk about it, and you know, I want to share it. So I am producing terrain, not just painting miniatures, which is I qualify as a sort of like a tabletop level, and me personally, I do not like laser cut terrain, not because it's I mean, I appreciate it as a cheap and doable for like you know, like your place to go play some Warhammer or whatever you're playing. But it doesn't look good on the table to me. It's at the start, a lot of companies, they were doing it very well, and now it's just, it looks so fake to me. So at the start, like when I started making terrain, I wanted to look not as close to real as possible. And I know there are a lot of people doing it, and I'm just trying to do it playable, you know? I do not want to do it as a diorama or the terrain that you just put on your shelf and just like never touch. I want to do it stylish but also functional. So this is my goal. I want to make unique boards, board games to play. I mean terrain pieces to play around, and you know you will never see exact the same terrain again. So my goal is to make that happen. I make it for myself. I make it for other people who like just can contact me and order it, whatever. But the goal is to make really good and stylish terrain that you can play on and you will not be afraid to break it. So I am making it from scratch, and I'm using very light materials, and I'm using you know, styrofoam, foam board, different like cord pipes, stuff, you know, wooden sticks, and you know, I'll have another video to talk about that. Yeah, but now I want to tell you that this is what I'm doing. So next step is what so next step is, what is this channel, Angel Wargaming? So I call it Angel, and I will post videos here of basically what I do. Terrain, painting, maybe tutorials if I be confident enough, and maybe if I'll find some partners or maybe friends or maybe whoever will agree to do it, maybe some battle reports. And yeah, I like different like games, top table games, Infinity, Warhammer, Mordheim, War Machine, I don't know. I never played it before, but I'm willing to try it maybe soon, sometime. Malifaux also. Also, I produce this terrain mainly for top table games that include a lot of terrain, because you know I like that the look of kind of a full table, and I like skirmish games. So Mordheim, Infinity, Malifaux is probably my goal to produce terrain for those tables. You know, maybe the Batman game, never played it before, but again, willing to try it out. So yeah, I like Infinity. This is probably now is my favorite top table game, but also I play a lot of stuff. Let's for a second change the subject. As you can see in the video, I am painting the well, this miniature I'm painting black and white, and I kind of like the contrast, how it goes with this miniatures, and I like the color scheme of them. And it's very interesting to work on those like you know, very like contrast like miniatures, not just like blue armor, if you know what I'm talking about. So here, yeah, as you can see, I'm going from the darker tones to the lighter ones, and I really take my time on those, and I work on details. So in this video you will see two objects that you will not see how I paint them through, so I will go and I'll leave a link to how I paint faces on miniatures, and that is another video that I made. It will be in Russian, sorry for you YouTube or worldwide non-Russian speakers. But it'll be kind of clear. And the other thing is a weapon. It's a metal gun, and I will do a little video of how to paint the gun, non-metal metal. It'll be a little later. So moving on. Currently I'm working on a kind of a full table terrain set. It will be like a sort of a factory terrain. I know it's like cliche, but I will make a few videos of a showcase of it, and I'll do a few, like maybe one will be a work in progress kind, like when it'll be all assembled but not painted. And then I'll paint it, and then I'll show it off like a full thing, like how it looks like. So this will be probably one of my next videos. So yeah, you'll see it. Now I want to talk about a little my armies, what I'm playing, what I owe, like what miniatures I have, and yeah. So as I said before, I play Infinity, I play Warhammer, and Mordheim, however you say it. So let's start with Infinity. So Infinity is a great game by Corvus Belli, and I think this is the it's a little complicated, but basic rules are very easy, which makes sort of like new players a little confused at the very beginning, because it's so easy to start. Their prices on their models are very reasonable, and sort of like a price limit to get into the game is kind of low. So I I'm working on making a lot of people play Infinity, so because I don't know, it's my favorite game. So anyway, my army is Japanese sectorial army. Is a sectorial of Yujing, which is one of the biggest like factions in the whole game system. So I owe almost all the models of this sort of faction, so I like to play it. Yeah. So next step will be Warhammer, and I know this is a big deal, and Warhammer is worldwide now, and everyone plays it, every country. I play Vanilla Tau, and recently I found out that I kind of want to play Space Marines. So, yeah, don't tell anyone. I play Tau, and this is my opinion, and I don't want to tell anyone how to play and everything, but I do not, the Games Workshop policy about monster creatures and gargantuous creatures and all those monstrosities that started after Riptides. I never owned one, and I probably will never have one. So I do not play with them. So any knights or you know, all those like corn demonkin, gigantic demons with wings, and that I don't like. You know, when we're going to this like giant walkers, we forget how actually the Warhammer started. It was like, you know, it's a miniature game, and those giant things are not miniatures. They're just like, you know, robots. So, that said, yeah, so you can see probably how I play my Tau. Tanks, a lot of pew 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 pew. That's what I'm doing. Next step is Space Marines, and you know, you can't go wrong with Space Marines. Never. I started my collecting miniatures in Warhammer with Space Marines, and I think most of Warhammer 40k, I mean, players just do that. And I bought my first Space Marines, and then I bought some Terminators, and they looked cool. I think I started them off with Black Templars when they had their own codex. But yeah, and I liked them, and when I played them, I kind of liked the mechanics, and then I just sort of, when I dived into the system, I figured that I wanted something more than just, you know, Space Marines. They look cool, they're the face of Games Workshop, but I want something special for myself. So I started collecting Tau, and now I have a not very big collection. It's probably about like 2,000 points altogether. But you know, I like skirmish games, so even when I'm playing 40k, I play not more than like 1,500. So Space Marines, yeah, I know I'm getting a little vanilla, but I am playing Ultramarines, and I'm painting them in blue, and now I have probably like 2 Rhinos, 20 Marines, Dreadnought, and you know, like just a classic vanilla Space Marine army, which is not even probably 1,500. But anyway, I like it, and yeah, I'm playing him. As you can see, I started painting some red highlights on the miniature, just to, you know, catch your eye when you're just looking at the black and white miniature. And yeah, I am not, you know, I have a policy when I paint my own miniatures about the like color scheme for them. If you're going to some like big company like Games Workshop, or I don't know, even the Corvus Belli, they are already thought it through. So I'm painting my miniatures just like they are in their web store. As you can see, I'm just I'm almost finished at this point, and now I'm just doing the highlights, just a little bit details, trying to finish everything. I will show you how I put miniatures on their bases, and that I don't think I've ever seen before, especially with good miniatures. So, as well painted miniatures. So as you can see, I just finished the model, and then I put the matte varnish on it, and after that I can actually not be afraid to touch it. So I matte varnish it, then I sort of peel it off, and when I measure, like not measure, but like stick the miniature when I'm sure that everything will be on its place, I can start gluing it together. So, well, actually, you should do it before you paint a miniature. You make sure that everything can stick together with no like holes or like wide open areas, you know. But anyway, so I glue it with super glue, and you can use Cycrin, and they will be probably the best. It stays pretty clear and pretty solid on the base. The same thing I did with base. I put varnish, matte varnish on it, and yeah, glues together very well. Thank you very much for listening to me and watching my showcase. And I want to say, excuse me if I made some mistakes when I'm talking. You should remember, English is not my first language. Thank you for watching. Play games and have fun.